Hey Fabregas, how you doing, man?
Hello.
You alright?
Yeah, I made a different voice chat so I can be alone.
Yeah, I saw that. And save me coming out of this one, then I'm to rejoin this one. I thought I'd just add you to it. So cool.
I'm gonna go to a different chat so I can commentate.
Yep, no worries, mate. Nice having you on board.
Yeah, thank you. I'll send you a link to the stream so you can post it where it needs to be.
Yep.
As soon as I start, probably about halfway through qualifying, I'll start the stream.
No worries. Cheers, buddy.
Supporting the blue team.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, support the blue team.
Should I do that or?
Nah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll be unbiased.
Yes, definitely be biased. Thank you. Nihilus F1 Gaming has got a black car, not a blue one. Has he chosen the right livery? Third from the bottom.
Yeah, he has, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Unless he's got back in with his pen job.
Is he with us or? I don't think he is he?
No. He must be running the red and black car.
Yeah. Right, so we have
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 reds. Obviously, with him being black, that's the 9th red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blues. Yep.
Been doing this 25 on that first over. You get a pot by that 19 people for one time.
Oh, that's 100%, so can have that one.
Just go straight on.
Not even 20 rounds.
Is that better?
In the race on Sunday, second half.
Which one? It was like 6, 7 and 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
No, that's the 7 o'clock one. I just got made.
Safety car's, well, safety car was pulled out. But it dealt with me, I got 3 drive-through penalties. I absolutely got it. Qualified first as well.
I don't know, China, I think, caught me with the safety car or down to time, and I got joy for it.
Bullshit, isn't it? Right, shit, boys.
Okay. Right. Nihilus, who has the black livery, it's actually black with red in it, so
Alright.
obviously the main colour on the game is black. Well, according to the game.
I've got a bit of black in mine.
Yeah, we know Oh, you like black. So yeah, that's all
I'm
cool.
trying to take this time.
Sort my rig out.
Is Jamie in there?
It's a wet race, guys.
It's a wet race. Oh.
Oh, what?
Oh,
well.
At least you don't have practice in the wet.
Yeah, yesterday's.
No, that's bullshit.
Da, 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 da.
Oh.
Okay.
Wet racing, so I've got a few more notches of air on.
You've got a wet setup.
Yeah, I got a wet setup, but see how wet it is. Because yesterday I actually raced in a dry setup and came second, even with a drive-through penalty. Right, 15. 30, yeah, looks like it's going to be wet all the way through.
What's this wet setup saying?
Well, my wet setup is 1 second faster.
You'll have to qualify with it, won't you?
Unfortunately, Parc Fermi rules. Once you set it, you can't change it. And yes, it is raining all the way through.
I have to go with balanced.
So hopefully it's going to be like last night, intermediates, not full wets. So I'm going to go with my dry setup. Risk it for a biscuit.
God.
I bet there's a lot of people and I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So I copied Chapman's wet setup.
Have you? That's nice.
Yeah, I saw this coming out to Williams.
Engine fired, we're set.
So yeah, I'm going up with a dry setup, even though I have got a wet one.
Everyone there is going to go piling into turn one now. I don't want to give a red team a tow, thank you very much. Goodbye. Try and get a tow off him though. Haha. Yep, of course. No. He thought the same as well. He just went off track.
I've got one of the blue teams coming up close behind me. Just come out the first chicane. Don't think he's going to be close enough though. Getting to the second DRS now. Ice One's retired. Trying to go through our Scary as fast as he could. Whoa, and I've done the same, and I'm out.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Yep. I followed Ice One. I'm out. Oh.
So at least you probably won't get caught up in turn one shenanigans.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. There's 3 people out. Ice One, myself, and Kills. Oh, forgot microphone. Myself, Ice One, and Kills. Kills has actually set a time though. In 6th place he is.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, just be careful around Ascari.
Which one's that?
The last chicane.
Okay. Touch the cards all you need.
Yeah.
That seems a bit down to that. No, I crashed out. Yeah. Don't be doing that in the race now.
Pardon?
Don't be crashing out in the race.
Yeah, normally that's when we're doing 50% races. We're doing 100% race tonight. Yeah. Trying to find out where the stream is.
Fucking idiot.
What's that?
That's not wrong, I'll tell you what. Just coming out of pits and just fucking
Yeah. If they've got pit assists on, they can't slow down in the pit lane. That's the problem. You've got to wait until the end of the pit lane line before they can actually get control of the car. Okay, yep. Black, red and white. Here we go, here we go. live streams up.
Bluetooth mode. Pairing. Connected.
What the hell, mate? Two red cars is run up. Horsewood, Villas, I can't pronounce his name. Sorry, mate, these are my lap on the other one.
There we go, got the stream up as well.
I've already got my first instant recorded.
I'm just going to have a look around people's liveries.
So there's the top four, and then there's this one.
Oh! Nicholas is glitching. Pit out lap, pit out lap. Now he's on an out lap. Wow. Top 5 are red.
I don't really pick that, I got locked.
Oh. That's not good.
Two red cars abreast and there's no else on the field. Horsewood and Villas, 2017.
Another red team's crashed out. Grunfeld, he's crashed out. Provisional 4th.
How long did the Interflash yesterday for?
They last about 18.
Hello and welcome all you F1 race fans. We are here
lasted about
today
18
at
laps.
Monza for a very, very special event.
But-
This is a team battle
let
from
me turn this.
HPR, High Performance Racing. We have red versus blue. As you see, everybody out there with custom
The thing is though, with the game, when it's 50%, it says it's 18 laps. When it's full, that 18 is then doubled, so it'll be 36.
Tempo of speed, just northeast of Milan, about 50 kilometers, a little over 9 miles. It's been hosted every year since 1950, except for the 1 year in 1980, where the Italian Grand Prix was hosted in Imola. Very iconic circuit that we do have here, and I just want to give you a rundown on how the race is going to work out. We are red versus blue. If you see the custom liveries that all the drivers do have out there this evening, most of them are red and the other are blue. I think we've got 9 on the red team, 11 on the blue team, with the exception of maybe Nihilus F1 Gaming, who is in that dark, almost all black livery car, black and red. So I'm not sure if he's kind of the wild card driver, as he is sitting in 9th place with a 120.778.
Yeah,
He's about
exactly.
to cross the line.
He's
on
wild
one of
card.
the final straights here, just about to go into Parabolica of turn
I
11.
wonder if the party's still on.
Go ahead and get you some information on screen here. As he is coming around, staying close to the inside. He goes third fastest with
Yes, he is.
120.101. The time to beat Grizzly Boy 28, who just came into the pits, going to change those tires, maybe get back out there, possibly with a 119.325. I think he's pretty safe. Pole position, sitting 5/10 up on Dat Boy Deadman in the blue team. He's got somebody with a nice pole position, sitting 5/10 up on Dat Boy Deadman.
Sorry, I'm getting a little echo in my ear at the moment as Dead Boy Deadman does come into the pits. I'm going to switch my microphone real quick.
Oh,
Just give me
sorry,
1 moment.
sorry, that was me. That was me, Fabregas. Nicholas is the red team. His main colour on the car is black, but he's in the red team.
Apologies about that. Just wanted to switch my microphone so we don't get that feedback any longer.
Yep, sorry about that, mate.
Oh, you're in here. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what did it.
Yeah, Nicholas is with the red team. He did put the black on the car, but the games initially put it as a black car.
Okay, well, that must have been his first color scheme. So Nihilus is on the red team. So we have 10 drivers red, 10 drivers blue, and Nihilus is a red team member. Sorry about that echo. That was because somebody else joined the chat, so I do apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
That made
No
me
worries.
kind of rethink what was going on there. I thought I had an echo coming in to my ear. So as soon as he leaves the chat, I'll be able to hear myself a little bit better, or won't be hearing myself as I talk about that. But we're getting ready to finish up qualifying here for our special high performance racing event. 2 teams, 1 red, 1.
Oops, I think I fucked up his stream.
This iconic circuit here in Italy for the Monza track, as we are riding on board with the pole position as he's coming in through the second chicane, getting ready to hit in the Lesbos section here of turns 6 and 7. Of course, 5th gear, try to get out as fast as possible. Use as much of the track as you can. However, these curves are dangerous. DRS zone right there, 2 DRS zones on this track. Of course, the pit straight is one of the longest ones, so we should see some fantastic moves going into turn 1. But as we approach Ascari, very dangerous section here as well, getting on those end curves as he's already up to 7th gear on his outlap to finish up. So about 2-3 minutes left in qualifying. He backs off a little bit there to make sure he gives himself some room. 4 drivers at the moment doing sub 120s out there. It looks like the red team might block out the front couple of rows here, but anything can happen here at Monza, especially going into turn 1, as we have everybody finishing up their qualifying rounds. Before we get started with our race, just wanted to make a point that Nihilus is on the red team, even though his car is a black liveried car, but he does have a lot of red highlights in that car, so he will be racing for the red team. DMZ Kills, DMZ Dynamite have been separated from red to blue team as they sit 15th and 15th and 16th, and have already retired from the session. So points total will be 20 points to first place, 19 points to second place, so on, so on, so on down to 19 points to second, 2 points to who finishes 19th, and 1 point to who finishes 20th if we get everybody to finish. Fastest lap will be awarded to whoever gets the fastest lap. It does not matter if they finish outside of the top 10. But this is a special event for HPR high performance racing as far as combating 2 teams against each other. So we'll add up the scores at the end as far as red versus blue livery cars and find out who is the race team winners as far as the constructors standings, I guess you would call it. But also a lot on the line here as far as pride when it comes to driver v driver, as that boy Deadman still in second place at the moment. Is he going to be able to improve? Wow, that is a pretty good time as he comes out of the Ascari chicane, getting ready to head into Parabolica. This is going to be his final approach to see where he can put it. Can he increase his half a second deficit to Brizzy Boy, who's in first place? That was a weird exit coming out of there. I don't think he's already backed off. So anybody else out there? We've got Polsky, who is definitely coming around Parabolica in that team red car. He's here in Insanity Satellite livery. It looks like Polska, he does not improve on his time, so he will stay there. Everybody else in the pits, and that looks like it's going to do it for qualifying here at the Monza circuit again.
It's a race to the pits. Who can get the screens down? Who can get the screens down quickest?
Lap record is done by Ruben Ferrandino for Ferrari, of course, with a 125. sorry,
Oh, that is a photo finish.
121.046.
Talk about
Everybody is
photo
pretty much
finish
crushed
on that.
and qualified. I don't know that we're going to get that close to it.
Oh,
as
sorry,
far
Black
as
Cat
race
Racer.
pace, unless
My
somebody
bad.
decides to come in and put on a second pair of stalks. With about 10 laps
Photo
to go. We
finish
are doing a
with the screen
100%
coming
race
down.
around here this evening. So very
That's
special.
a first. That is a first.
Maybe 53 laps around this circuit. So we're going to be here for quite a while. Expect this to go on for well over an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40 minutes that we're going to be on here. It looks like TJ Barnes did take home a grid penalty of 5 positions, so that's going to knock one of those members out of the red team back a little bit. So for the red team, looks like they've got pretty much the front 6 locked out, and we'll see how the blue
Good
team,
luck, guys.
especially Davey, Magic, Black Cat, Reader, and Danny.
I just hope it's not full wets.
FC Duffman. We'll see.
I'm hoping for Inters.
Don't jinx it, mate. Don't jinx it.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Inters.
This red team dominance as far as qualifying is concerned. But it does look like all these drivers are very, very close together. Even all the top 14 all separated about less than 2 seconds. We're talking about the top 6, only 1 second, and everybody very close intervals behind that. So we're getting ready to start this Grand Prix here. No formation lap, as I do understand. So we're about to get into this, and I think.
And yes, full wets, for goodness sake.
Fantastic race here, R3 Chartman. Thank you for bringing me in and having me a part of this. I'm glad I can bring this to you live. I am Fabregas115. I do a lot of live stream commentary, and if we do have rain to start.
Yes, I'm putting mine to 53. No, maybe 52 even.
Rain develops and the weather changes. Changing conditions always make for a fun race and really make the strategies even more worthwhile. So really looking forward to that, as we are going to get the race underway in the rain, intermediates, maybe even full wets to get started. It's going to be interesting to see who starts on what. That is 5 red lights, and away we do go here in the full wets at Monza. It does look like, no, everybody pretty much starting on the intermediates. I do believe Brizzy got a great start. Moe in second place, Polsky down into third as we do approach the first chicane. Hopefully we don't see any chaos late on the brakes. A couple drivers right behind him, Gronky and TJ Barnes. It looks like everybody following down real nicely in the first chicane. The red team has locked out. Oh, that's a couple drivers that are getting stuck. Oh no, there's a front wing coming off. Hopefully the damage is too severe. We can see these guys coming to the pits, but that is a virtual safety car starting this race in the after the first chicane. So a couple drivers went sideways, just a little bit of contact. Ended up having a little bit of an issue there. Now it's all the way down to 17th place. A lot of drivers have made changes, of course, but we didn't get to see too much of that. If we do have a virtual safety car to start this race full wets, it does look like for a lot of these drivers. I apologize about that. The Gaming Demigod has already left the session. I think he might have been one of the big spinners there coming out of the first chicane. So red going 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a huge conglomerate of blue team sitting 7th through 12th at the moment. But we do have a virtual safety car as we want to get back underway here. Full wets to start this race at Monza for high performance racing team event, red versus blue cars. Yeah, so red sitting 1, 2, 3 at the moment, blue sitting 4th with that boy Deadman. Excellent qualifying. Polsky pulling up 5th in the red team, and 6th through 12th is all the blue team, R3 Chartman in that light blue livery car. He's 10th at the moment, but I think he's trying to get rid of all that debris out of Charles.
BSE ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Safety car in hand, and let's get back on the race.
Green flag.
With the virtual safety car. Oh no, somebody was speeding under the virtual safety car. That's not very fun. It looks like the virtual safety car has ended, and we are back into racing. As the team does dominate 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Looks like Rocky and Mo are going side by side coming out of the first game. Right behind him, that is his teammate. I do believe as far as his car liveries are the exact same. So we'll see if they're giving any team orders. That boy Deadman sitting right behind him. He's going to look to try to split them up a little bit. Very, very tricky conditions out here in the wet. Don't see any other instances going out there. Danny and Alad, they would like to be battling out. Nice little dive bomb. They are his teammates as well, as their liveries are the exact same. Looks like Alad wanted to get by there. I think he did. And Danny's going to pull up in 11th place at the moment. A couple more things. Switching Iceman and DMZ Dynamite. They're having a nice little battle into Lesbos now. I think DMZ Dynamite's going to get past there as he looks to get on his rig. Do the same thing. DMZ kills. But we do still see the front runners running the same Mo Aircat on Rocky Bell. Sorry about mispronouncing some of these names. Looks like there is a line starting to form. We do have a yellow flag back there in the second sector. That must have been Magic Mag. As we do see Nihilus coming up on into the second chicane before he gets into the Lesbos section, of course. Around, the Lesbos section through the second chicane. Sorry, just out of Prince Project. Right there, he had a little incident there as well. Black Hat Racer and Davey 18K. Black Hat in that slipstream for turn 1. And we do see a little bit of a line starting to drop, but that rain is definitely falling. Are we going to see changing conditions here in the first few laps? Is that going to change everyone's strategy as far as they want to race? But the blue team right now definitely holding on. Oh no, and that was Black Cat Racer who spun it coming out of turn 1 and turn 2, trying to get back on track, not trying to block too many people off. Looks like he did coast out, and oh no, and that was almost DMZ Dynamite who almost lost it. Iceman 1, Ice 109 does get past him as the leader of Grizzly Boy has made a 4.5 second lead, but we don't want to keep our eyes off of that boy Deadman and his battle with Mo Aircat here as they are just coming out of the Lesbos section. No DRS available with this weather condition at the moment. That rain is very, very difficult to drive in as they're getting ready to approach the Star Chicane here from lap 3. We have another incident in sector 1. That looks like the Magic Mag again with Niles getting past him as well. Balas Suman looks like he has already pit, and Gaming Demigod, I believe, did lead the session. So there's definitely points to be out there for the blue team with 2 reds pretty much already retired. TJ Barnes gets past Danny here into the final straight before Parabolica. Looks like Danny has left the session as well. I'm not sure if he can get back in. Grizzly Boys coming into the pits early. Maybe he wants to pull on his set of might be the way to go. Still keeping an eye on that boy Deadman and the blue car trying to push past Erica and gain a couple extra points here. Grizzly Boy did come into the pits. He was our race leader for the red team. We'll see when he comes back out and what kind of tires he's on. Ice 109 he will be changing to those intermediates. Are we going to see changing conditions? That race is definitely still falling here at the Monster Circuit for this 100% HPR event. Blue versus red. Again, I did mention that the points were 20. The first place is on down to 1 point for the person finishing last. The fastest lap will go to whoever gets the fastest lap. It does not matter if they are outside of the top 10. We're riding on board down boy Deadman right now coming out of the red for the section. DRS would be right here. If he was close enough, he would get DRS before heading into the start of the game. It's very, very difficult turns 7, 8, 9, and 10 before Parabolica and the last straight of the straight before we get back to the pit lane with another sector 1 yellow flag. I believe that could be Magic Mag and really struggling out there on the left hand condition. Not really much happening in the race so far. We can keep an eye on TJ Barnes as he is very, very close to A-Lag for that 8th or 9th position. He's got his teammate Ricky Boy behind him, very, very close as he has.
Okay, watch your pace. We've been informed that the safety car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stopped vehicles on the track.
Hills is now retired coming out of the scoring. It looks like he had an incident with one of the curves and is not going to be able to finish this race. Magic Mag is also retired from the session. I think he kind of needed coming out of the first Lesbo corner. That's turn 6 going into turn 7. Those turns are very dangerous there. We've seen a couple of that is going to be a full force caution safety car as we have 2 cars stranded on track at the moment. So they're going to need to be removed before we get back under racing. Bronfeld 20 is now leading the race with Bo Ericat and his teammate right behind him. He's got that boy Deadman
been putting the pressure on them. As a matter of fact, the leader of J58 is 4th place, but he's got Gabe and Demigod, the coasting car who has already left the session, in between them, so should be able to get past him with no problems. I guess he's already been lapped once. So usually he's more than a lap behind. That behind you see a couple drivers maybe coming to the pits onto the safety car, but because we are under safety car caution, looks like everybody is getting away from the safety car, just passing one, trying to catch back up and get back on. 200 behind everybody on this lap, as the safety car will be setting just after the first chicane in terms of 1 and 2. So we'll probably follow the safety car around for a lap or two, and then we'll be right back underway here at Honda for Hyper for High Performance Racing HPR. As soon as the safety car comes in, we will catch back up with everyone and go through the grid order again, and then we'll be right back underway.
My fuel's back in the green now.
Heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain. Right, pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm in 6th place at the moment. No worries.
Let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember that we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car. Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap. Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Okay, clear. The safety car is out. We need you to reduce your pace. It looks like there's a high amount of debris on the track. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Yeah, I see that. I think you got that just as I was passing you. Into the first corner, or the first chicane, after the safety car. According to Jeff, I'm to pit on lap 26.
Pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead. Let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember that we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car.
Don't know yet. No, it's coming in, it's coming in.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. The track is clear. Green flag. There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Yep, no worries. Go on left.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now. We've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. The safety car is being deployed.
And I got safety car on reduced as well. Not standard. I think it should have underfueled by about 10 laps. Yep. Still too early to pit. Sorry? Yeah, I've invited everyone. But maybe Jamie joined the red team to get the intel on them. No, it'll be out for 2 laps, so this being the first one. Got another lap to go.
Oh, I'm really sorry. My mic was off that whole time. I apologize for that. So, yeah, I'm just going to step away for 1 second. And as soon as I get back, I'll just leave my mic on this time. We won't turn it off. And as soon as we get underway after this safety car, we'll be back.
Poor streamer. I was wondering what happened to him. It was there talking to himself. Oh, bless. First sign of madness, mind. Second sign is expected an answer. When you know you truly are mad is when you actually get one.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Tell me now when we're getting close to chicane. No, I don't want to go lap 14. Don't want to pit now.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Reds and 1 blue that have retired so far.
Green flag. Green flag.
Safety car is in this lap. It didn't say it was. You still see the safety car up there on my stream as the safety car is in Rockman mode. Get away just fine. Looks like something happened to Black Cat Racer. He just dived into the pits, so he's going to be overtaken a little bit as we do see that boy Deadman all over the back of Reader going into turn 1, and that slow up anybody else behind him. Looks like everybody's funneled down really, really nicely here as we do get back underway here. at the Monza circuit for the Italian Grand Prix. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Dynamite and MC Duffman. Polsky's going to get by. It looks like as Danny has gotten up into 11th place, right behind Ice 1. We've got the red team sitting 1-2 of Gromfeld and Mo Ericat. But blue has made a great comeback because we have had 3 retires from the red team. And only 1 from the blue team. A little bit late on the brakes there from Iceman, going into the second chicane before he comes into the Lesmo section here with 3 drivers right in front of him, really battling it out. A-Lad, Black Cat, and Nihilus, who is on the red team, even though he does have a black livery car. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that at the moment. That boy Deadman all over the back of Reader before we come into Ascari as well. So what's the braking zone going to look like? Are we going to see some changes in these track conditions? Is this rain going to subside? If we start to see some dry lines, really appearing that rain is still coming down pretty hard at the moment. So is Deadman, is he going to look for a move into Parabolica? I think if he can stay in the slipstream and get in that dry line, get a little bit of traction. Looks like Reader got the better traction coming out of Parabolica and has dropped back just a touch, trying to keep an eye on all these battles going on. We have quite a few within 1 second of each other. Of course, no DRS here at the moment with these rainy conditions here at the Monza circuit. Everybody watching at home, do apologize for some of the technical difficulties with my mic there for just a little bit. And we have had 3 safety cars in the first 12 laps of this race. We're all lap 16 of 53 here for this Italian Grand Prix, as that is Black Cat Racer, who has just spun the car around coming out of turn 2. Very interesting traction section, and I do believe MC Duffman has had an issue there. That's going to allow Ice 1 to move up into 9th place right behind A-Lad. Nihilus now sitting 7th, and R3 Charman sitting 6th, with Mo Ericat and Gromfeld still locking out 1 and 2 at the moment. Davey and Deadman, Deadman, Statboy Deadman, sorry if I'm confusing his name, I'm just talking so fast. He is definitely battling his teammate in the blue car there. Nihilus and R3 Chartman really going at it. We'll see how this braking zone into Ascari goes. R3 Chartman leaving room around the outside, but he's going to get a better exit, especially coming into the middle part of Ascari. You see Nihilus grinding the curves there. That is very dangerous. Hitting that curve, you see how that rear end just squeaks out very, very easily. Curves are very, very dangerous on this track, on this game. As a matter of fact, you go with a higher rate. Does seem to help the car a little bit, and softer springs, in my opinion, help you keep traction on those curves so you don't get jostled around too much. Davey, 18K, and Datboy Deadman seem to be the closest battle between them two as far as top 5 positions. But then we do have Nihilus Gaming, who has seemed to recover out of Parabolica and has closed that gap on R3 Charman. Everybody on the full wet compound tires at the moment. We have seen a lot of slips and a lot of retirements so far, as we did see 3 safety cars in the first 12, 13 laps there. Busy Boy did just set the best lap for 132.792, of course, in these wet conditions, as he, I think, is pit again. Now he is in 15th and doesn't seem to mind. As long as he's got a nice fresh set of wet tires, he seems to be really putting in the laps. Still Nihilus Gaming and R3 Chartman in a great battle as we're just coming in this turn 6 here of the Lesmo section. Now into turn 7, just trying to get out of that dirty air. Is he going to get a better exit? Does that hurt him on his entrance into turn 7? Doesn't look like it. No DRS, but in that slipstream, everybody, you see the flashing lights, especially under these conditions. Is he going to dive down to the inside here? I don't think he's going to be able to make that, so had to back off just a little bit. He's going to get a much better exit out of the Ascari chicane here. If he can hold on to it, he can maybe make a move into Parabolica. Or might have to sit and wait for the nice slipstream of going into turn 1. He's got the drier line. R3 Chartman defending on the inside line. Oh, we're going to see the switchback maneuver here from Nihilus. He's trying to get into that. I think he's got a great exit. I think he's going to be able to do this here with the slipstream on R3 Chartman. Moves to the outside, and that looks like he's going to make a move down into turn 1. R3 Chartman backing off into the slipstream. Where's the braking point going to be? He can definitely brake late and maybe get in there, but I think he decides to brake a little bit early because he did come out into the wet line where Nihilus has the mighty dry line. That track is still very, very wet out there, as Busy Boy is now setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Ice 1 and Danny kind of getting into it, coming through turn 1 and 2. Looks like Danny did get past Ice 1 there.
for the blue team. Now sitting 3 through 5 and 7 through 9 at the moment, as we do see 1 and 2 for the red team, blocking out the maximum point totals for them. We do see Black Cat Racer and MC Duckman. They are definitely having a nice little battle for the blue team, wanting to make up a few points there. Of course, Pride adds stake here. Who has the fastest car? It looks like Duckman is going to let Black Cat Racer right around him, going in the Lesmo section. Up there in 6 and 7. Dynamite and Ice 1 still have a really nice battle going on, but we can't keep our eyes off these three. Reader, Davey, Nihilus. They are all in a nice little battle, all within half a second of each other. It does look like Davey didn't get a great exit coming out of the Ascari chicane. Nihilus all over the back of him, into the slipstream, going to back out, going into Parabolica. Maybe doing the same maneuver as he just did on R3 Chartman. Is he going to get the grip? Looks like he wasn't in the dry line, getting out of Parabolica down into the pitch straight. But going to use that slipstream to his ability here. And Tryline looks to be a little bit on the inside. He's going to get past just fine. Nihilus moving up the grid for that red team, splitting up this blue competitors here of 3 through 9. So the fantastic move from Nihilus. Is Davey 18K going to be able to come back out of it? Doesn't look at it, but Ice, Danny, and Dynamite are all having a great battle there for 8th, 9th, 9th, 10th, and 11th at the moment. They're all within 1 second of each other, too. I don't see the rain starting to dissipate as these drivers are going in and out of the dry line, trying to keep the tires at the proper temperature, trying to find the dry line for braking and acceleration. Of course, that was Bilal Usman. I'm sorry if I noted your name, Suleiman. He has retired from the session. I think he just kind of hung out for a while. He did retire. He just left the session, so I apologize for that. Nihilus all over the back of the leader now. He has been moving up the grid quite a lot since the beginning of this race. He did not qualify with the best, but he was right there in the middle of the pack. And all the way up to 5th for that red team, trying to split up this blue dominance that we have 3 through 9 at the moment. With Mo Ericat and Gronfeld for the red team leading this away. You see a couple penalties out there as well. Will that have an impact on the end of the race? As Nihilus did take a look down to the inside, and we do have DZD Dynamite has now left the session. He's going to break Busy Boy past him. Let's see if we can see what happens as we're riding on board. Coming out of Ascari, and Polsky as well had a little bit of an issue coming out of Ascari as well. I'm not sure if those two tangoed or what really happened, but unfortunately to see DMZ Dynamite and Polsky had an incident there as well coming out of Ascari. Very, very strict, strange traction zone coming out. Hit any of those curves, and that, you know, depending on your differentials and how your rear differentials are set up, and your rear weight and your roll bars and your springs, and how that can really impact you hitting some of those curves. But that has pulled out another safety car. As a matter of fact, as there were two cars that had
slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Lap 20 of 53 here at the Monza circuit for HPR. So unfortunate to see that. High performance racing DMC Dynamite has left the session. So that is now 3 reds and 2 blues that have retired from this session. Nihilus moving up the grid in that red team. Gronfeld and Mo Ericat, they are leading this race for the red team at the moment. That boy Deadman, though, who did start on pole and has pit twice now, I do believe, is moving up the set. I'm sorry. Brizzy Boy, maybe, who started on pole and has been moving back up as he has pit twice. We'll go ahead and look at that at the moment, yeah. So stop snow, it must have been. So Brizzy Boy has pit once, Ice 1 has pit 3 times, Duckman pit twice, Polsky has pit twice. I think he just came into the pits again. As we do see most of the cars coming into the pits, are they going to throw on the intermediates? We'll see, because we don't know who is really on which team. Are they going to double stack? We don't really know. You could be in the same pit box as somebody who's on a blue team. So the way they do that with the multiplayer cars is always interesting, because you never really know. But did they put on the intermediate tires? Sorry, I can't quite see yet as we are coming up. Nope, he put on a nice fresh set of wets. Looks like a little Aircat. We've got the tires that he put on. He put on a fresh set of intermediates. No, he is still on the full wets head, full rain race, as they could probably take a set of wets
to the end now if they did pit, but it is a full course caution safety car at the moment. So I will try to save my voice a little bit more, and as soon as we get underway, it'll be that boy Deadman if he decides to pit. If he doesn't, then it'll be him leading the way. That puts Tyler now up to third for the red team, with two blues sitting 1 and 2. So a big change there as far as the race strategy has come. We'll see how the red team versus the blue team fares. Just all you viewers at home, make sure you remember that Nihilus F1 Gaming is a member of the red team. And again, everybody who just joined and is now watching, I'm just trying to save my voice under these safety cars because we got at least another hour to go here before we finish this race. So I don't want to be, I'm only one commentator here in the booth, so I'm going to try to fill up everything that I can talking about what's going on track. So I'm just trying to save my voice here just a little bit.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Especially since you've been using your voice for the last half hour without the mic being in. What if there's a safety car scenario for the last lap? Yeah, I was thinking, literally race ends under the safety car. That doesn't mean the red team gain extra points because the safety car wins. Red car. Yep. Yep. No, everybody's on wets. Yeah. I did hold back Nicholas about 2 to 3 laps. He was right on my arse, but I held him back. So yeah, I'll certainly take one for the team. Hold everyone else back.
Double Deadman is leading us away here. Is that safety car coming in this lap?
No.
He is very, very close. No, looks like we're going to go one more lap with the safety car here, as we have had 5 retirements, 2 for the blue, 3 for the red at the moment. So one more lap of the safety car as we do begin lap 23 of 53. 30 laps to go here. 31 laps actually. The one that's going to be under the safety car for this Monza circuit here for HPR. High performance racing. So fantastic event that we do have for you today. Red team versus blue team. How the tables have turned and times have changed with all the safety cars that we have had. Now we've got blue team sitting 1-2, 1 red right behind him in 3rd place with Nihilus Gaming. Mark Chartman sitting 4th. Red. Bronfeld was leading this race. He
Yeah.
split by Dan.
Red's in 3rd place.
Eric behind him sitting in 7th.
And 5th.
Comes in, we will get back underway, and that boy Deadman will be leading us
There's
out.
blue, blue, red, blue, red.
Almost halfway through
Blue.
the Monza circuit here in Italy for HPR Racing special event team, 10-man event team.
These conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
You said that about 20 minutes ago, Jeff.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Okay, the incident has been cleared.
Car is in
Let's
this
get back
lap.
up
Looks
to
like that
racing
boy
speed.
Deadman has got away just fine with his teammate Reader right
laps
behind him
until
in
our
that
pit
blue
window
car.
opens.
Nihilus
We're gonna
really
put you
trying
on
to
the
make a
full wet
difference here.
tyre.
This comes onto the
Oh,
inside.
you
Staying
twat.
Wet line. Looks like the dry line has really helped R3 Chartman. Yeah. Oh, wow, that was contact really late on the brakes. That has pulled his wing off right into the back of Nihilus there. Really unfortunate to see that. I'm sure Nihilus will not be happy about
There's
that. That
been
was
an incident
corner cutting
on
and
track.
everything.
Officials aren't
10
looking
second
to push
penalty
for a
for
safety
Nihilus
car
Gaming
right
for
now.
corner
Just be
cutting. He did
careful.
not mean to do that. He should not deserve that, as he was definitely pushed
A
off
new
track.
strategy is available on the
moved up to
MFD.
third place. Looks like Nihilus had to let him by. Of course, Mo Aircat has now retired from the session. Wow, R3 Chartman kicking himself, being so late on
Definitely.
the brakes and not being able to get out from behind him. That inside line just looks like it's pretty dry.
Copy.
He's not going to have any downforce on that front wing coming out and coming to and change that front wing, as he has none left there. So
Okay,
really
we can take
unfortunate
this lap.
for R3 Chartman and Nihilus at the same time. I don't think Nihilus took any damage on that car, but he did get a massive penalty for being pushed off the track and cutting through the barriers there. Supposed to go around him, but not his fault. So really unfortunate to see just a small lack of concentration and a minor mistake there from R3 Chartman. So unfortunate to see that. We only have a yellow flag in sector 3 again. Not sure what happened there, but it might just be somebody going slow as Polsky and Davey. As Davey went really wide, it looks like now coming back. He's gotten back around Polsky with great traction on the outside line. Polsky sitting down, getting into the slipstream here. He's got two of his two blue drivers right in front of him. He's going back and forth, picking what slipstream is going to be the best and where's the braking zone going to be. Is he going to get a better exit, as Danny has to be pushed to the inside? Davey out to the outside. Doesn't look like he got that much of an exit, as Ice 1 and Mo Aircat have both retired now. Unfortunate to see that, as we do see R3 Chartman coming in and change his wing. Still a great battle between Brizzy Boy, that now moved up to 5th place. Davey and Black Cat Racer and Danny still working with. Wow, what a great battle we
Okay,
do have
stay
between
clear of the white line on the exit.
Danny,
You'll receive a
that
penalty for
Polsky
dangerous
ducked,
driving if you cross over into the track.
within really close of each other. Sorry, Dave.
The hell happened
He
there?
led Polsky all within really close of each other. 13 drivers remaining in this race. It has been very wet throughout. We haven't seen the rain starting to fall off. There's only one dry line really out there. Lots of penalties being
Green
made.
flag.
Of course, braking zones and everything. It's very difficult race out there. You do see Nihilus and Gromfeld. They are very close to each other as well, right behind Reader in second place. What's going to happen is we are heading down into the tracking zone. Parabolica, who's going to get the better exit here, and then who's going to be later on the brakes. Slipstream available for Gronky. Wow, a little bit of a shim there from Nihilus. He tried to put the power down coming out of Parabolica, but it looks like now Ronfeld is really looking into that slipstream. Where's the dry line? In the middle of the track. Going to move out to the left. So that's going to be the outside of turn 1. Who's going to be later on the brakes? A little bit of a wheel touch there. Who's going to get the better traction coming out of turn 2? Oh, just over the curves a little bit. That's going to change his traction. That allows Nihilus to move right back up into contention here, battling for that third spot and a place on the podium in these multiplayer cars. Nihilus all over the back of Gromfeld as they get ready to come down into the second game into the wet line. really tough braking there. You did see quite a bit of a lockup there. Traction is almost non-existent out here. Those rear tires are almost dying. I mean, they don't burn up quite as much, but they don't really have that much grip on them. But as wet as it is, Brizzy Boy is loving this battle going on in front of him, and it's going to allow him to really push the envelope here and see what he can get away with. Maybe he can get a double overtake here. Looks like Reeder and Nihilus and Gronfeld are all really going out. Gronfeld gets back up into second around Reeder. Nihilus and Brizzy Boy have now exchanged places. It looks like on the red team. So blue team 1, red team 2, blue team 3, red team 4, 5 at the moment. With these battles really going on. Reeder all over the back of Gronfeld and Brizzy Boy all over the back of Nihilus at the moment. So Erican has left the session as he did retire. 7 retirements from this race. But what does this leave? Does this leave anybody? Brizzy Boy into the pit's going to put on a nice set of fresh tires. We'll see if he's going to start changing the intermediates. Maybe he knows something about the weather that we don't. Looks like Reeder is our closest battle with Gronfeld at the moment as they come down into turn 1 and 2. Nihilus right behind him. He has had a fantastic race so far, just keeping it consistent. Unfortunate event with him and R3 Chartman who did pit. Everybody should still have to pit. I would think at least one more time. So we'll see if that changes anything. Anybody that did already pit previously in the last 5 or 6 laps might be okay to continue on for the rest of this race and continue to wet tires, because we are halfway through the Italian Grand Prix here for HPR at this Honda Circuit Special Team event of red versus blue livery. Short shifting going on, trying to keep the torque out of those rear end tires, maintaining acceleration without putting too much down to really compromise the rear end is pretty much what we're seeing. And again, I'm not sure if these guys set up for a wet race while they were qualifying as far as the race pace was, as far as the qualifying pace was concerning what I saw. They were putting in some fantastic laps. We had 5 or 6 drivers doing sub 120s out there, which is pretty much setting up the car for drive, set it up for wet. We're not going to be able to do those 118, 119s that we did see in qualifying. I wouldn't think. We do have some fantastic drivers out here with a lot of talent, so maybe they can push that. This Nihilus is going to be able to do something in the slipstream on the pit straight as he's right behind Reeder J58. What's going to happen here? Oh wow, waiting to the right side. Wasn't able to get late enough on the brakes to make a move there. Out of turn 2, who's going to get the better exit, better traction? Looks like they're both catching up with Gronfeld now, who is still 5 seconds behind Deadboy Deadman, who's been leading this race since the last safety car. That is the greatest battle that we have going on right now is Nihilus and Reeder. They're getting ready to come through the second chicane into the Lesmo section here. So turn 3, 4, 5, getting ready to go through turn 6 and 7. Still Nihilus struggling with a little bit of rear end grip, but giving it all he has. At the moment. We do have Brizzy Boy and Davey. They've got a little battle going on behind us for 10th and 11th at the moment. We'll switch to them real quick. It looks like Brizzy Boy is going around the outside, coming out of Lesmos. Curva Grande into the second chicane. Did he get by him? Yeah, it looks like Davey had to secede and say that couldn't really handle Brizzy Boy's pace there, as he does have a fresher set of wet tires. We'll see if Brizzy Boy can close that gap. A lot of these drivers still do need to pit ahead of him. This Nihilus and Reeder are still going at it. Is he going to make a move into Parabolica? I don't think so. Trying to get out of that dirty air and make sure he's got enough downforce over his front tires to get into Parabolica. But then you also need to maintain exit out of Parabolica with that rear traction to make sure you can get in that slipstream again in that dry line. Who's going to be where?
Nope, I think his internet's gone.
Side of where
Oh no, there he is.
Go. Can't quite get there, but he does have a little bit of wing still up front for going into it, but wasn't able to put his car there to get out. Let's see if he got better traction out of turn 2 to make something happen around Curva Grande here before we get into the second game. We do have an incident in sector 1. Brizzy Boy just at the fastest lap, and then we see an incident in sector 1. Not sure what happened there.
We've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. The safety car is being deployed.
Struggling with rear end grip, it looks like. So maybe he hasn't hit yet, and he's put on a nice set of fresh wet tires for that rear, or maybe he's just trying to wait. His Cowboy Deadman looks like he's had a quick incident there in Lesmos, and that drops him down to second. Gronfeld, who was leading this race for quite a bit and did pit, is now back up to first place. His teammate of Mo Ericat, I believe, has DNF, and that looks like Black Cat Racer has now gotten ahead of Danny in the Lesmo section. Not sure if we saw something there. Not sure what just happened. But that was somebody had an incident, and now we have another safety car here on lap 29 of 53.
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Heavy rain to stay a while. Doesn't look like it's moving anytime soon.
Yeah, you know.
Looks like we're going to have one more left on their safety car.
Okay, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Circuit Boys came into the pits, and then he has decided to retire from the session in the pit lane, as he got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Twelve drivers left. 20 started. So maybe advantage blue team now, as they have many more drivers out there. We only have 4 red drivers left. So let me see how this all finishes up.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
From these drivers. Safety car will be in this lap. Full concentration from these drivers sitting in their seats for this long. 4 or 5 safety cars that we have had already. yeah, full concentration, sitting in that seat for this amount of time, 31 of as it is red versus blue livery cars. We are going to get away. Grunfeld is going to lead us away. When he goes, everybody else is going to go. How's this going to be interesting? Is we're going to see any changing conditions as far as the weather? He was slowed the pack up. He's deciding to back everybody up. And it looks like it caused a collision at the back. Grunfeld has gotten away just fine. Polsky behind him in fourth. Reeder and Alad picking up second and third. Is there going to be any moves? Down boy Deadman already moving down to the inside, trying to get past Polsky here on the restart. In the slipstream, looks like there's a ghost car who is being lapped right behind him. So he did make a move up to fourth place. Down boy Deadman from fifth to fourth on the restart. Polsky trying to fight back. He's got Duffin right behind him. Gaming Demigod is a lap down, so we'll definitely make sure that he's not in the middle of anything. I think he's going to ghost his way out of any incidents as Nihilus gets past Duffman here. But now, side by side, is getting ready to go into the second chicane later on the brakes, but wasn't allowed to get a good entrance there into turns 4 and 5. He's going to have to yield that position to Nihilus Gaming. Now he's got Demigod in between them. It looks like he has left the session as he is X'd out, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect the point totals. Reeder and Alad is the closest battle we have. Oh, wow, no, I'm sorry. Downboy Deadman and Nihilus. I think Deadman had a little bit of an issue coming out of the Lesmo section. That's allowed Nihilus up into fourth place as well. R3 Chartman and McDuffman, they had a nice little battle there going into the second chicane. I'm sorry, into Ascari as Davey 18K. Not sure if Duffman has something going on. Deadman just lost his rear end coming out of Ascari. Davey flying up through there. He's going to get past Duffman as well before heading into Parabolica. Side by side they go. I think Duffman's going to have to relent and fight another day. Not sure if somebody had Deadman might have some wing damage there as he did not have enough downforce. He dives into the pits. His Black Cat Racer, he's going to be able to get in that slipstream. Is he going to make a move? Dives to the right side of the track, but that's going to allow Duffman to get by on Davey. Not sure if he's got an issue with his car as well. That puts Duffman up into 8th, Davey up into 7th. And Reeder and Alad sitting first and second. Polsky and Grunfeld are now and fourth, but they're having a fantastic battle with these three red livery cars of Nihilus, Polsky, and Grunfeld to turn 6 and 7 of the Lesmo section here at the Monza circuit.
It's me and Polsky again.
Didn't get a great exit coming out of turn 7. Is went a little bit wide. As that allowed Polsky to maybe get in the slipstream.
Deja vu, mate. Deja vu.
As he's backed off a little bit. Maybe Charman is thinking about charging up the field here as he's seeing those battles going on in front of him. Maybe he's thinking about making a move here at some point. Love to see that in front of you. He's a little bit late coming out of the chicane there at Ascari. Black Cat Racer and Duffman is the closest battle that we have. A couple 1 second gaps that we see. We're just trying to keep an eye on all of them at one time. We apologize for the switching back and forth. Black Cat Racer into Parabolica. We got a great entrance. He's going to get a nice little exit out of the dry line here and get in that slipstream and maybe push himself into turn 1, which is Duffman go a little bit wide on the curve. Dive down to the inside. Whoa, he slowed down quite a bit. Not sure if he meant to let Black Cat Racer by as far as team orders were concerned for the blue. Maybe let Black Cat Racer see if he can push up the field, maybe help Davey out. R3 Chartman and Polsky, they're having a good battle as well. Reeder J58 and Alad is in the top position, 1 and 2. They are within 1 second of each other. I think they're just going to try to hold position there and maximize their points. No point in risking anything. But Grunfeld and Nihilus Gaming and Polsky want to have something to say about that for the red team, as they're all three sitting 3, 4th, and 5th respectively. R3 Chartman, though, he wants to split up that red team as well and get up into the top 5 spots here for those extra points. Let's see how he deals with R3 Chartman. Of course, he's got Davey pushing him pretty quickly from behind. Is he going to be able to make a move under the slipstream into the Ascari as they just come out of turn 7 there? With these conditions, I think it's just keep it on the track, make sure you don't take too much curb, and keep the car straight the best you can, and wait for the driver in front of you to make a mistake. Of course, 2, 3, and 4 right now are having a fantastic battle. They were all within half a second of each other. R3 Charman, though, we don't want to keep an eye off of him either, but he does have Davey pushing him behind him for the top 5 spots as well. Lap 35 of 53 here at the Monza circuit. Is that Nihilus going down on the inside? Looks like he got, not sure, I don't think he got past there. As Polsky
Nice one, Davey.
are battling it out. One of them had to make an issue there that has allowed Davey to get by Polsky there coming out of turn 2. So fantastic racing from him, picking his spots there and knowing when to make it happen and make those overtakes. As we do see Reeder, Nihilus, they are side by side coming out of turn 4 into the first of the Lesmos, 6 and 7. Turn 5, I'm sorry, coming into 6 and 7. Now turn 7. Looks like Nihilus has gotten by Reeder. Is Reeder going to be able to put the pressure on in the slipstream? No DRS, of course, with his full wet track at the moment. Davey and R3 Charman, they're still battling it out as well. Polsky has dropped that quite a bit. Maybe he's got an issue with that car. Is Black Cat Racer going to be a make a move? Not in the slipstream, in the winter line here, as Polsky moves out to the dry line, trying to cover it off, make that car as wide as possible. Really can't do anything as far as late braking into a scar, because it really sets you up at a terrible angle to get through turns 8 and 9 there. Quite a few battles going on. Braunfeld up to second place behind Alad, as Reeder had an issue there, and didn't have to let Nihilus and Braunfeld around. So it looks like these battles are going on. Advantage of blue team as Black Cat does get by Polsky. It looks like coming out of Parabolica. Is Polsky going to be able to use the slipstream to his advantage going down into turn 1? Davey and Charman, same thing. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. I think they're going to have to maintain those spots. Let the driver in front of you make a mistake and then capitalize and take advantage of it. A little bit of a rear end slip from Polsky as he comes out of turn 2, getting ready to head into Curva Grande here. Braunfeld and Alad, they're still having a good little battle. They're within 1 second. Nihilus all over the back of them, just waiting for those two to start battling and one of them to make a mistake. Davey and Chartman, they are still very, very close as well. Let's not forget Danny out at the back, pulling up 11th place at the moment. He's the last driver out there on the grid on Dat Boy Deadman. I think Deadman kind of had an issue. He's dropped back quite a few places in the last 2 laps. Is Danny going to be able to keep his rear end planted and make a move at some point? Still looking, keeping an eye on the top 3 at the moment. They're all within pretty much 1 second of each other as they're heading down the straight into Parabolica now, getting ready to start lap 37 of this 53-lap race here at Monza. Great aerial views. You see the helicopter keeping all 3 of them in frame pretty much. Is Braunfeld going to make a move here? He's in that slipstream. What side does he want to go to? Alad making that car as wide as possible, parking it in the middle of the track. Braunfeld around the outside. Who's going to be able to brake better and get the better exit out of turns 1 and 2? Nihilus is loving this. Oh, and the switchback maneuver from Alad. From Braunfeld. Alad had to back out of that one. That puts Nihilus ahead of him. Now Reeder all over the back of Alad for 3rd spot. Nihilus and Braunfeld now take over 1 and 2 spots of this race. Is Nihilus going to be able to pressure Braunfeld? Braunfeld early on in this race was running away with it until all the safety car madness happened. Reeder and Alad are now having a great battle for 3rd and 4th in that blue team. That's dropped back 5th through 8th, at least 7 seconds behind as Charman is pulling up 5th place and everybody else within 1 second of him. Outside of the 1 second of him, Nihilus Gaming is trying to find and pick his spot on Braunfeld here. Still struggling with that rear end a little bit as far as traction and accelerating coming out of some of these turns. But he has a good run going down to the Scar, really closing that gap pretty quickly. As he comes into the Scar, he takes just as much curb as he can. Stay off the inside of that one and the outside of that one. And then try to make a run here. He might actually have a good view of making something happen here in the slipstream into turn 1, moving out of the dirty air, then to Parabolica. Great line going through there, a little bit wide, was just a little bit too quick. Is he going to be able to get in that dry line and get a good exit? Braunfeld seems to be pulling away just a little bit, but that slipstream cutting through that air is going to open a nice little pocket for him to increase his speed quite a few miles an hour here. But I think he's a little bit too far back to use the slipstream to his advantage going down into turn one. Where's the braking zone going to be? I don't think he's going to be able to make a move. Wow, what a great entrance. Is he going to get the better traction coming out of turn two? Looks like he did, actually, as we don't see Groff out, but a little bit of rear wing slip, rear end slip there from him, but I think he got enough acceleration, enough torque into that car to pick it back up as he shifted. Wow, right behind him. Are we going to have an incident going in through turns 4 and 5 here, the second chicane. I think Nihilus Gaming is just picking his spots. We want to keep an eye on Reader J behind A-Lad there for third and fourth. That's a good battle that we have going on, as Nihilus is just waiting to see where he can actually get past Gronfeld here through the Lesmo section. He would be able to open DRS and probably make a move here if it wasn't for these conditions. That rain is still coming down. It doesn't look like it's going to let up. Probably not going to try to make a move into Ascari unless he's side by side. Even if you're a little bit behind, you want to back out of there, using as much of the curve as possible. Who got the better exit out of Ascari? Looks like Gronfeld did. Let's see if Nihilus' slipstream can help out. Let's see if he can put the pressure on again, starting lap 39 of 53 here at Monza. For HPR special event 100% race. Probably a little bit too far back to make the slipstream help that much as far as being able to make a pass or an overtake into turn one. But we do see A-Lad come into the pits on lap 39 and puts Reader up in the fourth spot. R3 Chartman not gaining too much on them as he's still about 8 seconds back of those gentlemen in front. I don't see any other close battles really going on, so we'll keep an eye on the leaders here, Nihilus and Gronfeld, as they are sitting 1-2 and within 1 second of each other. A-Lad should be coming out of the pits. He does come out in ninth place ahead of that boy, Deadman. Still thinking about Nihilus as he's within that 1 second. Is that slipstream going to help him at any point here? He's got that ghost car in front of him. Might have messed up his line of sight there. But in that slipstream, half a second back of Gronfeld. I don't think the scar is the place to send it, of course. But, you know, I think you get a better exit out of Parabolica. They can definitely put his car in front at the end. Oh, no, just picked up a penalty there. Cutting a little bit too much of turn 8 into the Ascari chicane. Good entrance into Parabolica and then try to stay in that dry line for as much traction coming out of it. I don't think he got it. Got to keep an eye on Davey 18K. He is also in a good spot to maybe help out Chartman here, as Nihilus did just set the fastest lap of the race with 131.145 in these wet conditions. Not close enough to make a move through the slipstream going into turn one. Gronfeld didn't get a good entrance into turn two, but a better exit, as Nihilus still struggling with that rear end in these low geared exits from these first couple chicanes here. Davey within that 1 second of R3 Chartman. We'll see if he can make something happen and close that gap up. Who's going to make the mistake is pretty much what we're watching out for right now. With Gronfeld and Gronfeld and looks like and Chartman make a mistake, Davey and Nihilus will be able to capitalize, as those are the only battles that we have going on. But within 1 second, A-Lad and MC Duffman, MC Duffman. That's a good battle to keep an eye on. A-Lad has definitely closed that gap in the past, coming out of the first chicane around Curva Grande here into the second chicane. I'm not sure if he was close enough, but that gap is starting to close, as well as Davey on R3 Chartman and Nihilus and Gronfeld. We'll keep an eye on them, as that is for the lead of this race on lap 40 of 53 as they're getting ready to go into Parabolica. We got a nice little gap behind them, but they're not really battling trying to lose that gap. What they really want to do is just keep their tires rigid in the proper temperatures and running smoothly so that they can push at some point here. 12 laps to go, 13 laps to go here at the Italian Grand Prix for our special high performance racing. So red team sitting 1, 2, blue team sitting 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment. and then obviously had less retirements than the red team. So points could really come to a factor here at the end of this race. Obviously, Red's going to get an advantage going to 1-2, but then they're going to lose quite a few points.
We need you to reduce your
there.
pace.
Looks like Nihilus did get past Gronfeld had an issue coming out of the second chicane there. He has dropped down to third place. It looks like that whole wing is off of Nihilus. Concentrating on Nihilus to see if he's going to be able to make a move there. But that puts Nihilus up in the first, Reader up in the second. Has that allowed Charman to really close that gap to about 4.5 seconds? It does look like. And Gronfeld is probably going to get passed by R3 Charman here in just a second. As he has no front wing, he's going to have to come in, and that has brought out his safety car. So safety cars are obviously the thing of the day here. There's heavy rain will be with us for a while now. On track. Just enough debris left out there. He calls another safety car here on lap 41 of 53. I'm really surprised to see that no one has put on a set of intermediates, as that line has definitely made it. I'm not saying it's not still raining, and maybe not, we still see lots of wet spots on the track, but is it maybe time for that line that is drawn out just enough that somebody can pull on a set of intermediates and really test how this track is faring? But Gronfeld still all over the back of Reader before he could make it around to the pits. Didn't lose too much time. R3 Charman not really pushing too much as Gronfeld has no front wing and is obviously losing a lot of downforce. He's going to have to come into the pits. Anybody else coming into the pits on their safety car, that really helped Gronfeld there, that the safety car did come out because of his incident. So he's not going to lose too much time. I think he'll come out in 10th place. May even come out in 8th or 9th. It's a possibility depending on how fast this weight change goes. But that does leave Nihilus in first place on the safety car. So that's going to bunch all the cars back up one more time. And then we're going to get underway with about 10 laps to go here at the Italian Grand Prix for our special high-performance racing game.
If you can, stay within 13 seconds of first place, because Nihilus has actually got a 13-second penalty. Okay. So basically, effectively, it'd be me and Jamie battling for first. But at least it shows the blue team are more consistent. As I said, the red team was to do is stuff their face. They were just too heavy going around the corners. If you've got a 5-second penalty, yes. If you've got increments of 3 seconds for track limits, then 11 you'll have a 5-second taken off. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, because you've got two lots of 3 seconds track limit warnings, or penalties, should I say? 3 warnings to 1 penalty. So if you pit, you can get 5 seconds taken off, so you'll have 6 seconds left. Those won't be taken off until the end.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Zach Hunter Racing. Nihilus F1 Gaming will be leading us away as he is backing up the grid now on the final straight here before we reach Parabolica and begin lap 44. We've got Reader J58, Arthur, Charman, Davey, Black Hat Racer, Duffman, and A-Lad all behind him. So red in front, blue all the way down from 2 through 7. Then 8, 9 will be the red team.
Green flag.
Then 10, 11 will be the blue team. Safeguard is in. Nihilus gets away just fine. Nice little gap of 1 second already spread out between everybody. A-Lad and Duffman and Gronfeld. That's a good battle going on right now as we want to keep an eye on that as they all dive down into turn 1. Who's going to have the 3 wide? It looks like. Nope, that's probably Gaming Demigod. He's in between them there. A-Lad going to be in front there. Gronfeld already up into 7th. Duffman down into 8th. Who got the better exit? Gronfeld really doing well with the traction in these wet circumstances. Whoa, had to back out there going into Curva Grande. A-Lad just making his car as bad as possible, as wide as possible. But into the second chicane, Gronfeld just can't find the spot to get by. He's going to get a good exit out of turn 5. Oh no, and lost the rear end. He's going to be able to save it. Did he lose any front of that rear end? He did. So a little bit of the front there as Datboy Deadman and Duffman, they're all over the back of each other as well. That drops Gronfeld down into 10th as he lost a little bit of that front wing. Really going for it there. Looks like he left the session as well and doesn't want to race any longer.
Blue team, us.
Deadman can make a move on Duffman here. Looks like after that restart, we're pretty much spread out. But as far as the red team, they have suffered quite a bit here. And 6 of them have retired from the session. Only 2 blue team members have retired. But we do have a red team member, Nihilus F1 Gaming, sitting in first place, 2 through 8 at the moment on the blue team with Polsky Gronfeld, who did leave the session. So I'm not sure how they're going to rate that. Gaming Demigod has been behind, and he has also left the session, it looks like. So I'm not sure how they're going to award the points, but advantage blue at the moment because they have many more drivers out there. I think Team Red is left with 2, where Team Blue has about 8 drivers left. So Nihilus F1 Gaming for the red team doing a fantastic job. He's really been pushing that car and really hasn't made any mistakes. We have seen him struggle with rear end traction, but he has kept the car on the track and not had any real instances where he's gone off the track. He's not really had any damage, which it has been a full wet race here at Monza for high performance racing. Special event here around 100% around the Italian Grand Prix circuit. Davey going to think about making a move on Chartman here in the next couple laps. Deadman maybe doing the same thing on UFC Duffman. He might think about fancying a move here. But at the moment, because the way the point system works, I think the blue team is really going to have a field day here with all their drivers left, especially 2 through 8 at the moment. Unless Polsky can really make something happen here and move himself up the grid quite quickly and promptly over the next 7 laps. I think the blue team is really going to hold out here. And it's not really because, it's just because they didn't have as many incidences. And so many of the red team is either not on track right now and the car still is, or they have retired and left the session. So really unfortunate to see that. I thought we'd have a great race.
Just gained a trophy. Track addiction.
As the point standings are concerned as far as red versus blue. Kind of wild there from Deadman.
What do you think about it? 50% yesterday, 100% today.
He's got great straight line speed at
on the same track, isn't it?
See if he can think about making a move on Duffman here, but it is blue team versus blue team as Nihilus Gaming is leading us away. Davey 18K still within that 1 second gap of Chartman. We'll go back to Datboy Deadman and see if he's thinking about something as far as the move is concerned on Duffman right ahead of him. He's coming wide out of the Lesmo section of turn 8. before we head down into Ascari, I'm sorry, turn 8, 9, and 10. A little wide out of Lesmo. Those penalties could have something to prove here in this game. Polsky doesn't have any. All the drivers in front of him do. Nihilus does have a penalty as he's setting fastest lap after fastest lap, as he is just burning off fuel, making the car as light as possible with a 6-second gap to the person in second place. That'd be Reader J58. Arthur Charman pulling up the final podium position in third. He's got a 1.5 second gap with his rival behind him with Davey. And then everybody else is pretty much spread out to over 1 second. As that is Deadman coming into the pit, so he's going to lose a few spots here. Maybe just one spot, depending on how far Danny was behind him. So we'll keep an eye on that. But always nice to put on a fresh set of tires and see if we can put in the fastest lap. And if you don't lose any spots, you can gain that one extra point. It is definitely well worth it. So we'll keep an eye on Davey and Chartman, as that is the closest battle that we have on track at the moment. Where is Deadman going to come out? Will it be in front of Danny? I think it will be. Nope, it does not. So Danny does get past. Deadman is going to be coming out just in front of everybody else. As I do believe it is Ron Bell and Danny Demigod who have left the session and ghosted anyway. So we'll see if Deadman can make up some positions here in these final 6 laps, and if he can put in a fastest lap. It's going to be a tough call. It's going to be a tall order to accomplish, as Nihilus has just been putting in fantastic laps and increasing that gap to second place behind him. But Davey, ATK, and Chartman, they are within 1 second. We'll keep an eye on those two drivers at the moment. Of course, Pride is in state. It's not just blue team versus red team anymore. It's Pride, because he wants to finish on track faster than the other driver. Even with penalties, you still want to finish ahead of the other driver. But Niall is still putting in 1.130s as far as fastest laps are concerned. But it's definitely still increasing that gap to second place behind him. Davey still within half a second of R3 Chartman, maybe just biding his time. 5 laps to go here at the Monza circuit. That's going to cause a penalty for cutting that corner though. So penalties have been added up. Polsky cannot have. Oh, and that's a spin from Davey coming out. He didn't hit anything. Didn't take any damage. That's going to drop him back down to 5th. And Black Cat Racer will now move up to 4th spot. A-Lad, he is now behind Davey. Doesn't look like he's going to get within that 1 second striking distance. But that has definitely spread everybody out to about 2 seconds, if not definitely more than 1 second. So we'll keep an eye on A-Lad and see if he can push that and close that gap with Davey in front of him. His Team Blue teammate there, as Nihilus has now increased the gap to second place up to 9 seconds. What a fantastic drive from Nihilus today. Qualified right there in the midfield of the pack. So started out about 8. Couldn't have been as far back as 12. I think he was right there at 9 or 10 when he started this race up to first place. So fantastic drive with him. We do have a second 2 yellow flag. I'm not sure who that was. Could be Polsky, I believe. Perhaps. Yep, was Polsky.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
As soon as we get the right camera angle, we'll be able to see. I can't really tell at the moment. Yeah, it looks like he's lost his wing completely, so he'll probably fit. With 5 laps to go here, 4 laps to go now. 5 laps to go, sorry. Here at the Monza circuit for the Italian Grand Prix of High Performance Racing. Special event, red team versus blue team. Nihilus, though, maybe she gets something for fastest lap, of course, and finishing first for that red team. But with all the drivers on the blue team that are still out there, I think it's going to be really tough for the red team to make up any sort of points that will make a difference here as far as being able to win this for Team Red. I think Team Blue's pretty much got this in the bag, unless 15 of them, 8 drivers from the blue team retire. It's really the only way, and don't collect any points, that I'm going to see Red Team being able to pull this out. We should drop out there, ghosted in front of A-Lab, and A-Lab all the way behind Davey. He's within that 1 second, and Davey behind Black Cat Racer, he's within that 1 second. So we'll keep an eye on these 3 for a little bit and see if anything happens before the end of the race. Full wet race here at Martin. That rain is still coming down. Not much we can do about that. So made for an interesting event here. As I did say, we've got 8 drivers that have retired from this race. Christy Boy is 13 all the way down to Magic Mag, down into 20th. So don't like to see that, of course. But with these conditions, just small mistakes are exacerbated and gained exponentially. We worse for you as far as what's happening. But this good little battle between Davey, Black Hat Racer, Davey 18K, and A-Lad for who wants 4th and 5th spot at the moment. A-Lad in 6th, but it's within that 1 second. Not quite close enough, but if he can put together a good 1st and 2nd sector, maybe he can pull something out in the 3rd sector, make a move on lap 51 of the 53. So we're almost done here at the Monza circuit. It's been a pleasure being here with you. I'm Fabregas 115, bringing you the high performance racing special event midweek that we're having here. So very fun to watch. Not too much action really going on besides incidents and people spinning and losing wings. So that did make a part of this race. Obviously, the penalties will come into play at the end of this race. Who's got 3 seconds? Who's got 6 seconds? Are they with 9 seconds? Anybody got a 10 seconds if they didn't serve, etc., etc., etc. So they definitely could change the outcome of this race. But I think overall, the blue team is going to win this on point total as far as they hold position 2 through 9 at the moment. But don't take anything away from Tyler, who has ran a fantastic race. He has finally gotten to 1st place, and since so, with that clean air in front of him. He has just been able to open that gap to a very commanding lead. Even if he has a 10-second penalty, he'll still finish in 1st place. Reader with no penalties though, so shout out to him for not accumulating any the entire race. Audrey Chartman as well did have that one mistake and lost his wing, crashing into the back of Nihilus into turn 1 after one of the restarts. I think it was just a lack of concentration and just that millisecond late on the brakes, and wasn't able to move out of the way in time. He did try to dive out of the way so he wouldn't make contact, and unfortunately with these conditions out there, the cars just don't react the way you would expect to. So I don't think it's any fault from Chartland for that incident. I just think it, just a racing incident, especially under these conditions. So not much he could have done about it. But 3 laps to go here. Nihilus still pulling away with a 13-second gap now. We are keeping our eye on Black Hat Racer Davey and 18K. That is the closest battle going on. With still a few laps to go, anything can happen. The smallest mistake, just barely losing that rear end coming out of one of these chicanes or minor curb touch in a Ascari could cause you to lose 6, 7, even 8 tenths really, really quickly, and allow one of these cars to really put the jump on you, especially the way the slipstream is so powerful around here. Nihilus has just got plenty of room behind him. As we do see A-Lad coming into Parabolic and now behind Davey 18K. He closed that gap to half a second. We'll right off over. See what it looks like as far as the weather is concerned. Into the slipstream, trying to maintain there. Up for a little bit better straight line speed. So live and fight another day, obviously. A-Lad trying to do the best he can here. Let's see if he can close that gap and maybe make a move.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Almost 2 seconds.
Oh, why not? Get a safety car out.
And go ahead and put in your votes for driver of the day. We have a yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure if that was Polsky having on. I think it was Polsky that had a little issue there.
Oh, Polsky spins again.
Nihilus put up a 15-second gap. A-Lad is now closed out to half a second.
Polsky Mazda spin.
Obviously, Nihilus does have that fastest lap.
Definitely got to give him that nickname.
And there was A-Lad getting past Davey there. Not sure if Davey just allowed that one to happen. A-Lad had a great exit coming out of that second chicane and through the Lesmo section. So Davey really didn't have anything. He did go a little bit wide there and lost a little bit of the rear end. As you see, there's our pit stop that we had today.
Green flag.
Tires that they have taken on to the rest of this lap. 38 laps for Ipsy Dumpman. There are the penalties. So 13 seconds for Nihilus. He's had to pull that gap out. We'll definitely see what happens here at the end of the race as we are on the final lap of this race. As you do see the penalties there are going to be handed out at the end when they all cross the line. And the
position change. R3 Chartman probably going to get driver of the day starting 16th and moving up to a podium position on 3rd. But as soon as the race ends, as you do see, Nihilus is heading through the Lesmo section on turn 6 and 7.
Relatively the same as yesterday then.
My vote for driver of the day would have to go through.
Starting the 17th, finished 2nd.
Was 16th all the way up to 3rd, so fantastic race for him, keeping his concentration for that blue team. Nihilus going to take the win. It does look like barring any incidents to a sparry here on the final lap. This is the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix. Black Cat Racer, though, all over the black of Chartman. He does have a penalty, though, and Chartman does not. So I'm not sure being able to finishing better than on track is obviously something you want to see and want to do. But I don't think it's going to change the order of things at the finish. But Black Cat Racer has been flying these past couple of laps. I think he got past A-Lad there. A-Lad got past Davey, I'm sorry. And I think maybe Davey had a little bit of an issue there. He's dropped back a little bit, but comfortably going to finish in 6th place. So Nihilus does cross the line there. He will take the win here at Monza as Reader is just now passing Parabolica. So shout out to Nihilus. Congratulations to him. Taking the win here at the Monza circuit in Italy. Italian Grand Prix for HPR. Special event. 100%. Reader's going to finish 2nd. It's going to put R3 Chartman 3rd. When A-Lad crosses the line, we'll see how these penalties come out. Who had them, who really didn't. As we saw somebody dive, and Davey dives into the pits there at the end. Not sure why he would have done that. Maybe to make sure he finishes 6th and doesn't get the penalties, as he took another 5-second penalty there, right there at the end. Is that going to make Duffman come up any? I think he had more penalties than anybody else behind him. Or I mean, sorry, in front of him. So I don't think that's going to change the order of the grid there. And as we did see a couple people come into the pits and serve 5-second penalties. And is Deadman losing control of the car right there at the end, coming out of Parabolica for his final race. That's going to drop him down to 9th on track. We'll see if he had more penalties or less penalties than Danny as Danny crossed the line. And that's going to do it for the Monza circuit here. The Italian Grand Prix for the HPR special event. Red versus blue liveries. Of course, R3 Chartman did get driver of the day, so congratulations to him, finishing 3rd, starting 16th. And as far as we want to look at the points concerned, I think the blue team's going to come out on top of that, even with Nihilus finishing first and getting those 20 points. Just the blue team had many more finishers up in the top 10 that are just going to accrue points on top of points on top of points. And I think that's going to do it. Well, I'm Fabregas115. Thanks for joining me here live for this HPR special event around the Monza circuit for the Italian Grand Prix. I look forward to seeing you guys maybe sometime soon for another high-performance racing. Thank you, R3 Chartman, for asking me to come and commentate. Big shout-out again to Nihilus for the win. Also gaining fastest lap, so an extra point from him. Did everything he could for Team Red. Just unfortunate that there were so many Red team drivers that did not finish. And congratulations to Reader finishing 2nd, and then again to R3 Chartman finishing 3rd and getting driver of the day. A-Lad, Black Cat Racer, both very well, starting 15th and 10th respectively, and finishing 4th and 5th respectively. Duffman and Danny also moving up the grid to finish 6th and 7th after starting outside of the top 10. So great drive from all the drivers and everybody that finished. Well done. Very terrible conditions out there for a full wet race. 100% around Italy here. So, but there you see it. That is our final order there. Congratulations to all the drivers, all the finishers, and especially the top 3 of Nihilus, Reader, and R3 Chartman getting on that podium. Best lap goes to Nihilus, F1 Gaming, and driver of the day to R3 Chartman. Again, I'm Fabregas115. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next race.
Whoever's watching on my stream still, join me 8 o'clock tomorrow as we race Monza again, 50% with HPR yet again.